This video right here is probably one of the most personal videos I've ever uploaded to YouTube. It's one of those things that you think is a good idea and then you go back on it a few times and then you start thinking of the consequences about what people will say of you and think of you. And then after a while I thought, why not? So what am I talking about? In this video, I am going to be creating my vision board. Now, a vision board is basically a visual representation of everything that you want to manifest into your life. All of your dreams, all of your aspirations, everything in that sense. And I was recently watching some motivational speeches by Steve Harvey, and he said that he has not met a single successful person that did not have a vision board. So if you stick around to the end of this video, you will learn exactly how to create a vision board for yourself in order to visualize all of your goals and aspirations. You can get some tips from me as I set up my vision board live, and I think that this will be a pretty fun video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anfernee, and as I said in the intro, I will be making my vision board today. Basically, the reason why I'm making this video is to show people that having a vision board is essential, especially if you have goals and aspirations that are beyond the mind's reach. Now, I must give a warning here really quickly. If you are a small-minded person, meaning that you like to think realistically or conservatively, then I wouldn't recommend you watching this video, because at this point in my life, I have dreams so big that they tend to scare off the small-minded person. And because of this, I don't really talk about my dreams a lot to other people because I don't really want to hear their negative thoughts about them. But I know on YouTube, we have a community of like-minded individuals who have optimistic aspirations. People who are going through the same struggle at the same amount of time, trying to build their channels, trying to start their business, trying to be successful. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into the vision board. As I said, I was watching a lot of Steve Harvey motivational videos recently, and when he said every successful person that he met has a vision board, I went to Walmart and I bought this board right here, a bulletin board, for about $12, which I think is a bargain for something this size. Also went ahead and printed off pictures and quotes that I will be adding to the board that I would like to manifest in my life. Now, I'm going to structure this video in a very particular way. I'm not going to talk about the religious aspects or materialistic aspects until the very end, because I know that everybody that watches this video may not be on the same page as me religiously. So I'll save that to the end, and whenever you feel like you've seen enough of me, you can go ahead and click off of this video. And some of the things that I'll be adding to this bulletin board are my YouTube goals, my monetary goals, my materialistic goals, as I said, as far as house and car, my mission statements and motivational quotes, and a whole lot more. Now that I have the board open, I think I'm going to hold it like this so you can pretty much see the whole board throughout the entire video. But I want to reiterate again, if you are a small-minded person, or if you're a person who feels the need to shoot down other streams, then go ahead and click off of this video. And if you do want to leave a negative comment, feel free to do that as well. I won't delete it, I'll like it, and I may even pin it at the top if you think you hurt my feelings enough. But with that being said, the first thing that I want to put on my vision board that I actually want yet is going to be at the very center, and that is going to be my religious goals. So since I want to do that until the very end, I'm going to put everything around the center. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I feel that religion is a very centerpiece to my life, and that's why I want it in the smack center of my vision board. So to start off with my vision board, I'm going to talk about my YouTube goals. So I went ahead and printed off 3 sheets of paper of my YouTube goals. I know it's going to be pretty hard for you to see it on the camera, so I'm going to put a picture up on the video of it, but it's basically the milestones that I want to reach from the channel, going from 10K to 100K and then to 1 million subscribers. I went on Safari and Expect elemented the web page, and then was able to change the subscriber number so that I could visually see what my name would look like with these different subscriber milestones. So with that being said, let's go ahead and add it to the vision board. Now that we have that added right here, I'm going to move on to the next YouTube goal, which is my YouTube goal for 2020, and that is to post 100 videos. The reason why I think that this is an important goal is because before, when I was making a goal for my YouTube channel, I would tend to focus on the end result too much, like the number of subscribers, like the number of money that I would make, and not enough on the process. So if I put it on my vision board that I want to make 100 high quality videos in 2021, that gives me a goal to fall in love with the process. So I'm going to go ahead and add that I want to post 100 videos to my vision board. The next thing I'm going to add to my vision board is a quote by Steve Harvey that he says a lot, and that is, imagination is everything, it's the preview to life's coming attractions. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the board, but I do have one comment to say about this. So that last quote that I added to the board about how imagination is a preview to life's coming attraction, that is so important to me for a few reasons. For those who are new to the channel, you may not know that I was a basketball player for 4 years at Auburn University. And the reason why I bring that up is because as a kid, the only thing that I wanted to do in my life was play basketball. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. I wanted to go to the NBA. I had the dream of almost every kid at some point. But I always knew that before I could even have a chance to make it to the NBA, I had to play Division I basketball. So my sole focus as a kid and as a teenager was to play Division I basketball, and that was basically my entire life. And the road for me was definitely not easy. I grew up in a small country town in South Georgia where no one, and I mean no one, ever went anywhere for playing basketball. In South Georgia, football dominates everything. And me, being a scrawny little kid thinking he can play for a Power 5 conference one day, just did not seem reasonable to most people. But to me, it was not only reasonable, but it was a for sure thing, because I would do everything in my power to make it to this school. Well, long story short, that motivation led me to training a ton and being absolutely motivated by the game of basketball. It also helped that I grew to be 6'7", and I was barely able to land myself at a Power 5 school playing basketball at Auburn University. And just to fast forward a bit more to make the story short, during my second season at Auburn, I actually broke my leg, and that led me to completely shifting my way of thinking. Because even before I broke my leg, I knew that I wanted to make a lot of money. I knew that I wanted to be rich and successful, but I only wanted to be rich and successful at basketball. But after I broke my leg, it caused me to think that maybe that's not the only route to success. Maybe there's another avenue that I can take. Now keep in mind, breaking my leg did not end my basketball career. After I broke my leg, I then recovered and went on to play 2 basketball seasons, and I did have an opportunity to play professional basketball overseas right after leaving college. Heck, I even had a Zoom interview with the Utah Jazz right before I left Auburn University. But that experience from breaking my leg caused me to shift my mind into thinking that basketball was not the only option to success. It caused me to open my eyes to the other opportunities. So while people are on the outside looking in, they may think that I'm a failed basketball player who didn't make it, but to those who truly know me, they know that I chose to walk away from basketball to pursue other opportunities because I felt that my life had shifted in a new direction. However, I know that was a pretty long tangent, so let's get right back to the vision board. And the next thing that I want to add to the vision board are my monetary goals for YouTube. So on YouTube, obviously my first goal is to be monetized. Now I know that I'm actually going to achieve this goal fairly soon, but it has been a goal for such a long time of mine that I felt that it needed a special place on this vision board. The next monetary goal that I have for YouTube is to make $10,000 overall from my channel. So this is not $10,000 a month. This is just $10,000 in overall revenue. So I'm going to add that right under this one. So after this goal, the next goal that I have is to make $10,000 a month from my YouTube channel. And I already printed off this as well, so I'm going to add this to my vision board now. And after this is when it starts to get a little bit crazy because my next goal is to make $1 million from my YouTube channel one day. So I'm going to add this to my vision board now. And now below that, I want to add another one of my favorite quotes, which is that faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. So you must have faith that these things will happen. You cannot put these things on your board if you are scared. You have to have faith that one day you can make $10,000 a month on your YouTube channel. You have to have faith that one day you will be a millionaire. And being able to physically visualize it will help you so much on your goal. Now moving on to the next thing on my vision goal are my investment goals. So technically, because I work for a financial firm, I can't really talk about investment advice. So I'm just going to talk about overall numbers here. And I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible. But one of my first investment goals is to get $25,000 invested. I'm already really close to this already, but as I said, it has been a goal of mine for a very long time, so I felt like it needed a place on my vision board. So I'm actually going to add it up here. The next investment goal that I have is to get $100,000 invested, and I'm going to put that right under the $25,000. And my ultimate investment goal is to have $1.5 million invested in the stock market, because that is my financial freedom number, and that is a goal that I have been working towards since I started my financial freedom journey. Next, we're going to move on to a little bit more materialistic goals. And the reason why I want to put materialistic goals on here is because even though it may not look the best, you have to be putting in all your hard work for something. Everybody doesn't want to drive a Ferrari or live in $1 million house, but I would assume that everybody has some materialistic goals, and it is important to be honest with yourself about what those are. So my first set of materialistic goals are revolving around my YouTube channel, and that is my sort of dream setup. So the first thing I'm going to put on my vision board is a MacBook Pro. Now I actually already have a MacBook Air, but a MacBook Pro is something I would like to buy from my earnings from my YouTube channel. So that is why I'm putting it on the board. And the next thing that I would want to buy is a Rode microphone. Now these goals are definitely attainable in the next few months, whether I want to use it from YouTube earnings or not, but I want to add it to my board so that I can mark these things off and I can see myself making progress. Now I want to add my dream camera to the board, which is a Canon EOS 80D. And you can sort of see how the board is coming together now. The last thing I want to add to the board for my YouTube studio is an iMac Pro. Now these things definitely are necessities in my life, but there are things that I do want one day, and it is important to be honest with yourself about what you want. And now I have another set of really big materialistic goals like houses and cars. So next thing I'm going to put on my board are my 2 dream cars, which is a Tesla Model X and a Tesla Model 3. When I printed out a Model 3, I was actually running out of black ink, so it got a little bit funky, but I can replace that at a later date. So I'm actually going to put those down here. And lastly, I have my dream house. Now, I'm not an extremely materialistic person, so these aren't necessities for me at all. But as I said, I would like to buy a really nice house one day. And I think that this is an important thing to add to the goal so I can visualize that every single day I look at this. And now I have one more quote that I'm going to be adding to the board, which says, if you quit, it cannot happen. Meaning that in my life, I am okay with failure. I am okay with getting knocked down 1 or 2 times, 3 or 4 times, even 10 times. But as long as I get back up, as long as I keep fighting and continue to create content, as long as I continue being passionate about what I make videos on, I cannot be a failure as a YouTuber. The only way I can be a failure is if I give up and if I stop trying. So this is one of the most important quotes I'm going to be adding to the board. And lastly, I'm going to be adding some spiritual and religious things to the board. So if you're not comfortable with that category, then you can go ahead and skip to the end of the video. But for my next goal, it is that I want to read 1 self-help or spiritual book a month in order to help me be in a better mindset. So that's what this book symbolizes. And then lastly, at the very center of the board, I'm going to put this picture which shows the book of Proverbs, and that basically symbolizes the book of wisdom in the Bible. And what I want to do with my vision board is that I want to read the entire book of Proverbs at least 2 or 3 times in the year 2021, and also keep my religious father at the center of my life. So this is what drives everything for me. This is what allows me to do what I do, and this is what allows me to get to the places that I want to get. My religion is the center of my life, and I don't tend to talk about it a ton on YouTube, but this is definitely what keeps me going. So this is my vision board. It's definitely not the prettiest, it's definitely not the most creative, but it shows all of the goals that I have in my life at this point so that I can see it on a day-to-day basis, so I can touch it, so I can visualize it, so I can manifest it in my life. I can see that one day I'll have 1 million subscribers. I can see that one day I'll make $1 million. I can see that I'll have a nice house. I can see that I'll post 100 videos. I can see that I'll have all of these things because I wrote it down. Every successful person who wants anything, they write it down to make it a law, to make it a law in their life, to make it concrete. And that is what I did with this vision board. So that is my vision board. Let me know down in the comments if you plan on doing a vision board for yourself and some of the things that you will be adding to it. I really hope you did enjoy this video, as it really was one of the most personal ones that I've ever uploaded on YouTube, and I don't expect it to get a ton of views because this is not one of those videos where I'm trying to rank in SEO or go viral or grow my channel, but this is just a video that I can look back on a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, to show myself where I was to where I'm going to be. And if I looked at my channel from when I started it about a year ago, I can say, man, I really did make a lot of progress. So I really hope that you found a lot of value in this video. If you did, then smash the like button for your boy, as it does help my channel out and allows me to grow and reach a larger audience. If you like content like this and want to see more content like this, then hit that subscribe button, as I will be posting a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But with all that being said, I really hope you did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.